and I'm crazy, notoriously known to over prep, which is, you can't ever over prep. And what it does is it, on the day, when you show up to actually do it, it just kind of, then you can really play and you don't have to worry about what you didn't do. So I feel like I'm rambling on, but I just really loved it. Like, I loved it. I wish Jared was in my episode. But you're in my life episode. Yep, for life, lifer. Anyway, thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, so I wanted to raid your closet, like, forever. I saw Allison posted on Twitter that you designed a piece of clothing for her. I was interested. I didn't know if you were, like, actually wanted to, like, if you actually did design it, or if you wanted
I think it was
to
more
design
inspired by me.
It was inspired by
Yeah,
you?
I didn't actually design it, but I think I inspire her.
Oh, okay, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Right, well, I love your style, so
Thank you.
I always wanted, I would love to just look through your closet.
That's what Karen just said in the back. She's like, oh my God, I bet you have an incredible closet. And I was like, I like my closet. It's a lot of fun. You can spend a lot of hours in there just playing.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I love fashion. It's fun. Thanks. Thank you. I can go on and be really superficial and talk about clothes. I'm like, oh my God, and then this jacket, and I found it, and blah. I love it. Hi.
Hi, Lana. Again, congrats on your directorial debut.
Thanks.
Being the director was a bit of like new territory for you, and when you're exposed to that new territories, you tend to learn different things about yourself that you hadn't known before. So I wanted to know if you learned anything new about yourself from directing your episode.
Yes, I learned that I can control my temper. That was awesome. There were a couple moments I was like, whoa. That's all right, let's just go again. Yeah, there were a couple moments where, I think as an actor, I probably would have expressed myself, because sometimes that happens when you're like, I am, the pressure of performing and the pressures of, and sometimes you just get irate. But as the director, you can't. You gotta keep your cool. You just gotta keep your cool. And so that was a really good lesson for me. I really want to direct again. I really, really loved it. And I can't say that enough. I've been saying it in all my interviews too. Everyone's like, did you love it? I was like, I really loved it. And I wrote a short about 10 years ago, and it's called Waking Up in Brooklyn. And it's actually has a couple different titles, but that was one of them. And Joaquin Cedillo, who did Swingtown with me, who was our DP, I gave it to him, and we were supposed to do it then, but I didn't have the money for it, and I was going to direct it, and it was kind of it was almost like a fantastical story, but it was really about a dream, and I was going to direct it. I didn't want to star in it because I was too young. I mean, I was too old. The character was too young, and so this is something I always wanted to do. It just didn't have the opportunity or really the finance to do it. And I didn't have the equipment. And as you know, camera equipment's very expensive. So when the show, I knew we were having, when we were getting a seventh season, I spoke to the producers and asked them if this was something they would give me the opportunity to do. And it felt like the right place to do it. It was home. It was on a show that I know very, very well. I'm sure better than most of you, even though I can't remember certain titles to things and what I was wearing in what episode. But as far as these characters' arc and all the arcs and really what the show is about is something that is now part of my DNA. So it was the perfect place for my debut. And see, I can go on forever, but so that's it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hi.
Hi, Lana. What do you think is the closest thing to real magic?
Love?
Thank you, I love you.
Me too. Look at that. Magic. Hi. Hi.
What's the craziest dare you've ever accepted?
What's the craziest?
Dare.
Maybe to shave my head? Well, oh, accepted. I got that after. No, that wasn't it. No, I thought if someone said, will you shave your head? I was like, no. I mean, for the right part. Although we were talking about that, I don't think I have a nice shaved head. I was feeling it going, I don't know if I'd be cute bald, but shaved, but who knows. Oh God, I don't know. I just shaved my legs when I was 10. I mean, that was a dare, and I did it, and my mom was really upset. That's all I ever read. A lot of people don't dare me to do things other than like shots, which isn't really the craziest thing. But at 10 years old, that was pretty daring.
Thank you.
Sorry. I wish I were cooler about those things. I'm not. Hi.
First off, I love you so much.
Thank
You're
you.
a huge inspiration to me. But my question is what's your favorite memory of Once Upon a Time?
Oh my God. Of the show, or these, like all of you? I mean, all of you, this will be part of it. This will be one of my favorite memories, is meeting all the fans and seeing what the show has done in the world, globally. Just the positive impact it's had globally on so many people's lives. That's probably the best memory I'll take with me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
How does the director make it so you can rip out hearts?
Lola's not here to demonstrate. She was so good at that. Oh, Jared, do you want me to rip your heart out? Oh wait, I need a heart, and I need another person. I hope I don't get in trouble for spoiling the magic on the show, but that's okay. Well, I need someone taller, and I need someone with one of those fake hearts. Who has a fake heart? You. All right, bring it on. Where's your heart? No, I need a real heart. Here. I'm sorry, love. Okay, you come up here. And then you hide behind this chair. And then I'm going to do all of what takes place. All right, you ready, Jared? Yeah. How dare you? Freeze! Bring in the heart, please. Slip it right underneath there. And go hide again. And action! Give her a round of applause. And Jared! Lips on you, I got lips on you. Sorry.
Thank you.
That's how it works. Don't tell anyone. Hi.
Hola.
Hola.
So I was just wondering, what's your go-to karaoke song?
Depends on how much I've had to drink. If I've had a few glasses, I would say Four Non-Blondes, What's Up? I mean, it's just it's good. It's just good. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Hi.
Hi Lana, my name's Ashley. Thank you so much for being here. And it's my 3rd year here, and it's the first time I get to ask you a question, so I'm really excited.
Awesome.
So it's obvious how close you are to your stepson, so I was wondering, because you guys are so close, did that help you play a mother as your character, Regina?
I think it definitely helped at times, for sure. There are times I thought about Matthew quite a bit, because Jared and Matt are close in age. I think Matt's just like You're a little bit younger than you. Yeah. Not much, but so there were times when I would think about Matthew when Regina was speaking to Henry, and but I would say, yeah, it helped, but I've always been very maternal. That's like, I'm known as Mama Lana everywhere. And my kids, first of all, I love kids. Kids love me.
Everybody loves you.
Well, thank you. But I am the aunt to a lot of kids. And I think I've always been like that. I also grew up with a lot of younger cousins, so I've wiped a lot of butts. And, I've fed a lot of babies. So I've changed a 2-year-old's really nasty diaper in the back of a cab. And the cabbie was impressed. Not with the smell, but definitely with how clean and quick I was. So I think I've always had a maternal side. It's always been who I am. So I think it came very natural for me. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi.
Hi, Lana. My question for you is, what was the most challenging or difficult thing when working with Once Upon a Time?
I guess most challenging, but in a fun way, not challenging in a bad way. What more could I show with this character? What other side to Regina have I not portrayed, or have I not expressed? That's something that I feel like a challenge I gave to myself, because, in TV, sometimes these characters can get stale sometimes, and especially if an actor only shows a couple colors to a character, it's like, okay, now what? We've seen it. And especially with villains, you have to be really careful, because it can easily just become one tone. So I feel like the challenge was always, okay, what haven't they seen? What more can we show? And that really was me doing my homework and trying to, watching different movies, reading different books, going to a museum, or just whatever. What more could I discover, and what more could I bring to the character? And then the other challenging thing was, I kind of got over it pretty quickly, but was being on a green stage. Never had that experience before, when you're in that green fishbowl and there's nothing around you but green. And you guys watch it and there's like dragons and castles, and we're like, where? So that was a little challenging, but one that I got over pretty quickly. Hello.
Hi, Lana.
Look at you, Lucas. You look great.
Thank you. And my question is, if you were a drag queen, what would your name be?
I'm gonna go with Cola Bay, and the reason why is because isn't there there's a game. It's like your first dog's name and your first street. And so I kind of went down that road. I should probably work on that one. But Cola was the name of the dog, and Bay, well, I'm not gonna say which street number. In New York, there's like, Bay 9th, Bay 10th, Bay 20th, Bay. And so I lived on one of the bays. And so I always went with Cola Bay. But I feel like we need to work on that one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What would yours be?
Regina.
Look at her though. All right.
Hi, Lana.
Hi.
My question is, what is your favorite part about wearing the Evil Queen extravagant costumes?
Probably when I'm all really just done up. There's a process to it. So when it all kind of comes together at the very end, meaning like I've gone through hair, makeup, we've had my wardrobe fittings, we've had, we've done our tweaks and little tucks here and there, and now it's perfectly fitted. My favorite part is when it all comes together and I hear action. That's my favorite part, my favorite part is really between action and cut. You get to just be the character.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, Lana. So I really love Ronnie's wardrobe. I was wondering if you had some input on that, because it's a lot more like your wardrobe than Regina's.
I know. Well, I showed up to the table read. The writers, Adam and Eddie, really loved how I dress. And so I'm like, I have so many concert t-shirts, and now everyone's gonna think I just dress like Ronnie. And concert t-shirts I've had since high school, okay, that I've been collecting my whole life. I'm not gonna get rid of my wardrobe now because of Ronnie, but I showed up to the table read and they went, oh, we love what you're wearing, that's the character. And I was like, no, this is Lana. This is Lana. They're like, nope, it's Ronnie. And Kelly Dunsmore, who is a phenomenal stylist, whom I work with very closely, and she's also one of my dearest friends, dressed Ronnie this season, and she had a lot to do with it as well. And I know, Rockin' Ronnie, that's what we call her, and she's pretty rock and roll. So I think they really just liked how, I like all my little scars. I wear those scars all the time. Oh my God, I guess I'm sacrificing everything. So I'm gonna cut all my hair off so I don't look like her, trying to do something different, but I'm not changing my wardrobe. Okay, I'm growing it down past my ass. I don't know, but I gotta do something that makes me look a little different than Ronnie and Regina. So we'll figure it out. Thanks. Hi.
Hi. First, I just want to say I love your outfit so much. I love it so much.
Thank you.
And then second, what was the most fun season to film?
Oh gosh. I mean, it varies. It's different because every season was so magical in so many different ways. The first season was magical in the sense that it was the first season, and it was just a different energy, different vibe because it's so new. A second season is unknown, and we're in Neverland, and we're like, where are we? And the characters were going through Neverland was third season. Second season, we were still in Storybrooke, and the curse was broken, and right. And then the third season is when that new formula kind of took shape, where we had Peter Pan, and then we had the Wicked Witch. So that was really special and magical in its own way because we had Rebecca. And then the following seasons were great too. Season 6 was really hard, and really rewarding and very cool and fun and awesome for me. And season 7 was really beautiful too because we met new people and some old, familiar faces came back, and I got to direct, so that made it special too. And Jared. So I can't really pick, I hate favorites. It's always a thing I'm really bad at, except for Patrick Swayze, who's my favorite. But, who? Or Jared. Well, Jared and Lola. Jared and Lola and Patrick Swayze are all in one category. And Bex! All right, Jared, Lola, Bex, and Patrick Swayze. Sean! Jared, Sean. Anyway, they've all been pretty awesome. Thank you. Hi.
I just want to start out with saying I love you.
Hi.
And what is some of your favorite moments with Jared?
Jared. Watching Jared at 10 years old get up on the camera dollies. That's one of my faves when I'm like, Look at him. He's gonna be a camera operator?
You couldn't find me on set, I'd be with Craig.
You were on Craig. I know. Craig and I talked about that actually. It's like I just remember him jumping up on my camera all the time on the dolly, and Jared was so interested in everything. It was brilliant. I'm gonna just like gush over Jared for the next 20 minutes, so let me not do that because that can easily happen. What was the question? See?
Some of your favorite moments.
Oh, but my favorite moments with Jared. Well, clearly every moment is special with Jared, but just really seeing him grow up, and I have so much respect for him. I'm so proud of him. I love you so much. I'm really impressed with, it is not easy being a 10-year-old kid around a bunch of adults and in a foreign country. That is not easy. And Jared just kept his wits about him. He was always grounded and always so smart, and he always worked really hard. And he always had a smile on his face, and he always hugged everyone and treated everyone equally. I may have gotten a few more hugs and kisses, but that's okay. It made sense, because I'm his mom. So, even when I was evil, I still think I got more hugs and kisses. But I'm really proud of you, Jared. I'm really proud of him, and I keep saying Jared and him, but you know, he's right there. He's right there. But honestly, it's really hard being a kid in this industry. Really, really hard. And Jared has turned out to be a very fine young man, and I'm very proud of him. So, thank you. Hi.
Hello.
I'm not going to get to everyone's questions. I'm so sorry in advance.
So I was wondering if you had any ghost stories or like supernatural experiences that you've had personally.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I gave my cousin a black eye because of it. I didn't mean to. It was that actually my father died. And it seems like there's a lot of chatter in the back. Hey guys! Thank you. It was during that time, and so I don't know if a lot of you know these little silly things that they have. I'm not gonna get to everyone, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. But they used to have these like weird old man heads that you can put on your wall and pull on their ties, and they would spit water out and hit you in the face. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. My grandfather had them, my father loved them. So we had one in the house, and it wasn't working. It had been broken for a long time. And my father had just passed, and we were all saying rosaries and doing our prayers and stuff downstairs, and my aunt asked me to grab something upstairs with my cousin. We went upstairs, and we heard the thing go off. And, I mean, it had been completely broken, like not even working. It starts laughing. It does this. And we were like, I was like, get out of here! And so literally elbowed her in the eye, and we come running down the stairs and opening the door, and they were like, what's wrong? And we were pale. And we told them what happened, and they were like, that was your dad being silly. I'm like, I'm sure. But it totally spooked the hell out of us. And I have many others, but it would just completely take over this panel. But I'm all about supernatural stuff. I love it.
Me too, that's one of my favorite subjects. Thank you so much.
You're
You're one of my
welcome.
favorite actresses.
Thank you very much. Hi.
Hi, Lana. I just wanted to ask, with Regina's role coming to an end, and through all the years that you've known her, through everything she's been through, what is the greatest thing you've taken out of being Mayor Mills, the Evil Queen, and Ronnie?
That it's never too late to change, that there's always hope to be a better human being, and to never stop trying to be. Yeah.
Thank you, Lana.
You're welcome.
Hi, Rhonda. I was just wondering, like, what advice do you have for like beginning actors and actresses, and like what steps should they take to get to that career?
I would start with plays. Just start doing plays, and I'm not talking about like go to Broadway and start doing. I mean, eventually, yes, for sure, but I would say start at the beginning.
Okay,
It's
thank
a
you.
really good place to start. And it's true, and you'll get the most out of it if you start really working on your craft and learning about it. And don't rush to get somewhere. Don't like try to get to the end line so quick, because you know a career should be 30 years. So you have 30 years, you know. So take your time and make sure you feel good about where you are as an artist before you put yourself out there.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hi, I want to say I love you.
Thank you.
My question is, if Daniel and Robin were both still alive, who do you think Regina would end up with for her happy ending?
I mean, I think I would say Robin, because Daniel, we didn't really get to spend a lot of time knowing. And that was her, I would say puppy love, but it's like your first love is kind of considered your puppy love, and sometimes you marry your first love, which is amen, hallelujah, awesome. My aunt and uncle just celebrated their 80th birthday, and they've been together for over 65, it's been 65 years, they've been 15, so yeah. So she married her first love, which is amazing, and it worked out. But I think where Regina is when we met Regina, really, and we spent the most time with her as an adult, and I feel like in those years, and the man that she chose to be with then, I see her more with Robin.
Me too. I'm an Outlaw Queen fan.
I can tell.
I dressed up like Roland, so.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Hi, sorry.
That's okay. Do you need some water?
No, this happened earlier with Bex. I told her I was going through puberty. So most people ask you what your favorite scene is on the show, but I was wondering from an actor's point of view if you have a scene through the 7 years that you would do differently looking back.
No. I'm sorry.
No, that works.
Yeah, no. I nothing really stands out to me right now. And I have often cried in the car and been like, I could have done so much better, that sucked. And then I watch it and I'm like, it actually wasn't so bad. So, no, I'm really happy with, I think the only thing I would change is in my episode, I would have had them do my hair. Because I ran out of the makeup room and they were like, we didn't do your hair. And I was like, who cares? And I left. I was like, who cares about my hair? I gotta go direct. And then I got there and in the editing room was like, oh my God, why did they do my hair? So that's probably my only regret, is not doing my hair in that episode. Because there's one scene where I was just like, oh my Lord, what happened there? But other than that, it's fine.
Okay, cool, thank you.
You're welcome. Hi.
Hi. I just wanted to know, other than directing and writing, since people really asked about that, is there anything else you want to do in the industry, like producing or something like that?
Yes,
like,
I would love to produce and develop, absolutely.
What kind of films would you like to produce?
Stories that I'm excited to tell.
You know what?
Sorry, I hope that answered. I mean, stories that speak to me, stories that I'm excited to tell, and also stories that are going to inspire.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I knew it. No, I owe you all a big apology. I'm sorry, Lee, hold on. I owe you guys an apology because I can see there's so many people waiting in line, and I should probably have a 4-hour panel because I never shut up. Because I just go on and on and on, but so I apologize, but I hope that even though I didn't answer all your questions, that you did get to know a little bit more about me today. And before the guitars and drums and Lee start playing, I don't know how many of you I'm going to see or meet again, but I do want to thank you all, and I should stand. I do want to thank you all for just being here, for loving us, supporting us, and coming back every year to just to play and to get to know us and to get to know each other and developing friendships and just like, and growing together. I mean, we all have grown together in some crazy ways, but I think we've all grown for the better, and that's what we should all keep striving for. So thank you so much for supporting us and watching our show for these last 7 years. I hope we make you proud with the remaining episodes, and keep the magic alive. Thank you.
Yeah, let's hear it